Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to explain to you a proven strategy that you can use to grow a small account into a big account. This is a proven strategy that works all the time, and all you need is discipline to follow all the rules that come with the strategy, and it is going to work for you. Now let's dive in. First of all, we will divide our trades into 3 phases. You can have as many phases as you want, but I like to keep it 3 phases. After phase 3, I restart the phases again, or I restart the cycle again. So we'll have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. From phase 1, we move to phase 2, phase 2, we move to phase 3. Now, these are the rules. At each phase, we divide our accounts into 5. After dividing our accounts into 5, we pick a realistic risk to reward, which I normally go for 1:4. After picking your realistic risk to reward, this is what we are doing. At each phase, we are taking 5 trades, 5 different trades. Our goal is to win 3 out of the 5 and lose 2 at each phase. So we will lose a maximum of 2 and win 3. That is the goal. So if you fail at any phase, you restart the cycle again. The same thing will be repeated for the remaining phases. So at phase 2, the same thing, we divide the account into 5. We are taking 5 different trades with a constant risk to reward of 1:4, and we are targeting 3 out of 5 wins, and we are expecting a maximum of 2 losses. So worst case scenario, you will win 3 and you will lose 2. And you also need to have a risk to reward that is realistic with your strategy. So if your strategy cannot give you 1:4 consistently, I suggest you go for a lesser risk to reward. So phase 3, the same thing will be done. Accounts will be divided into 5, and the risk to reward will be kept at 1:4. We will target 3 out of 5 wins, and we will expect a maximum of 2 losses. Next thing you need to keep in mind is that the starting balance, which is the initial capital that you will use, will be the starting balance for phase 1. Now, after phase 1, the profit that you have in addition to your account balance in phase 1 will be the starting balance of phase 2. After phase 2, the profit that you will have in addition to the starting balance here will be the initial balance for phase 3. So you only have to fund for the phase 1, and phase 1 will give birth to phase 2, and phase 2 will give birth to phase 3. After phase 3, you withdraw your profits and you can increase the startup capital to restart the cycle again. Now let's do the math. Assuming we are starting with a balance of $100, $100 divided by 5 is going to give us $20. And our risk to reward is still 1:4, and we are taking 5 trades. Now for every win, we are going to have $80 because the risk to reward is 1:4, so we'll have 20 by 4, which is going to be $80 for every win. And for every loss, we are going to get minus $20. And we are targeting 3 out of 5 wins. So 3 out of 5 wins is going to give us 80 by 3 is going to give us $240. And the 2 losses is going to give us negative $40. So our net profit is going to be $200, which is going to be 240 minus $40. So we'll have $200 net profit. Now this $200 right here is going to add up to the $100, which is our startup capital, and give us $300. Now this $300 is going to be our startup capital for phase 2. Now you see how it works. So phase 1, our initial capital has given birth to $300, which is going to be used as the initial balance of phase 2. So this is the math behind the entire strategy, or this is the concept behind the entire strategy. And now I'm going to show you what $100 can do if you keep your risk to reward at 1:4 and you target 3 out of 5 wins and you go through these 3 phases. With an initial capital of $100, we are going to use the $100 as our startup capital for phase 1. And phase 1 will give us a capital that we will use for phase 2. And phase 2 will give us a capital that we will use for phase 3. So you only need to come up for a capital that you will use for phase 1. With a startup of $100, we will divide it into 5. And we will have a target of 1:4 risk to reward, still targeting 3 wins, 2 losses. For every winning trade, we are going to have $80. That is our $20 risk per trade by the risk reward of 1:4. And for every loss, we are going to lose $20. So for the 3 wins, we are going to have $240, and for the 2 losses, we are going to have $40. And in the end, we are going to have $200 profits. That is our $240 win minus the $40 loss. And in the end, we are going to have $300 balance available. That is our $200 profits made plus our $100 initial capital, giving us our $300. Now, this $300 is going to be used as the startup capital for phase 2. So phase 2, we will start with $300. Divided by 5, we will have $60 per trade. Still targeting 3 wins, 2 losses, and our risk reward at 1:4. For every winning trade, we are going to have 240, which is our $60 risk by the 1:4 risk reward. So for the 3 wins, we'll have $720, and for the 2 losses, we'll have $120 loss. Our net profit will be $600. That is the $720 profit minus the $120 loss. And our new balance is going to be $900. That is the $600 profits made over here plus our $300 initial capital. Now, this $900 is going to be used as the initial capital for phase 3. The same strategy. Phase 3, we will divide the $900 into 5, and that's going to give us $180. The $180 is going to be our risk per trade. Still targeting 3 wins, 2 losses. For every winning trade, we are going to have $720. That is the $180 risk by the 1:4 risk reward. For 3 wins, we are going to have $2,160, and for the 2 losses, we are going to have $360. Our net profit will now be $1,180, which is our $2,160 profit minus our $360 loss. And in the end, we'll have $2,700 profits. That is our $1,800 profits plus our startup capital of $900. So at the end of phase 3, we'll have a capital of $2,700. And mind you, we started with only $100. So our $100 has given birth to $2,700. That is $2,600 profit. Do away with any greediness and impatience. Follow the rules strictly, and trust me, with discipline, you are going to make this capital at the end of phase 3. So what I normally do is, at the end of phase 3, you can increase the starting balance and start at phase 1 again. So instead of $100, now you have $2,700. You can decide to go with $500 startup capital this time, and you complete phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. With bigger capital, what I will advise you is reduce your risk to reward. So if you increase your capital, you reduce your risk to reward. So with $500 capital, you can go for 1:3 risk to reward. Also, before this strategy will work 100% or best for you, you must have a strategy for your technical analysis that you believe it can give you the risk to reward that you are choosing. If you are choosing 1:4, you need to have a technical analysis strategy that can consistently give you 1:4 risk to reward. If you are choosing 1:3, you need to have a strategy that can give you consistently 1:3 risk to reward. So this is the whole strategy that you can use to build a small account into a bigger capital. So with a startup of $100, you can make $2,700 if you target 3 wins out of 5 trades and you keep your risk to reward at 1:4. My best advice is that you follow synthetic indices when you are using these phases or when you are applying these rules. The reason is because synthetic indices do not have any news or unnecessary drama that can cause your strategy to misbehave even when you are following your rules correctly. Synthetic indices are available for you to trade 24/7. The volatility is constant. The speed at which the market is moving in the morning will be the same speed at which the market will be moving in the afternoon, evening, and in the night. You can trade on holidays and on weekends. Any day, anytime, anywhere you are, synthetic indices are available for you. No sessions for you to worry about. Asian session, New York session, London session. synthetic indices operate in a controlled environment. If you are ready to start your synthetic indices journey, make sure you sign up with Deriv broker, the only broker that will allow you to trade synthetic indices and currency pairs in one account. So you can be trading your forex or your currency pairs during the week, and on weekends you can switch and trade synthetic indices all in the same account 24/7. Also subscribe to my Telegram channel where I give synthetic indices updates. The link to the Deriv broker is in the description of this video, and the link to my Telegram channel is also in the description of this video. Make sure you follow and stay connected.